Hello guys, Zueljin here and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft Infinity server. I'm glad you guys can join me here today. The big reveal after all the quarrying was done is quite the haul. So, I actually didn't finish the quarry, but I've got enough resources here to do everything I want for a really long time. And that's just fine with me, so I don't have to worry about storage. Now, the trick is getting this chest out of here, which shouldn't be that bad actually. Let's see here. I'm gonna go into my golden bag of holding and grab a diamond dolly and see if I could just pick this sucker up. Shift right click? No, it actually doesn't. I guess that only works with like the chests. Another thing I wanted to try is I've been hearing in the comments that you can actually pick up nodes, which I don't think that's necessarily true, but I will try it. So let me try to find one of these nodes that are hanging around here. I know there was some when I was actually exploring around here. Let's see, there's some over there. Let's see if I can pick up any one of these. What is that? An ore node? There's a wisp right here. Let's just let's kill you. Oh no, that's an ore node too. These are all ore nodes? Well, what is the one in the middle then? Ore node, ore node, ore node. Huh. They're kind of freaking out. Can I pick any up? That's the question. Oh, that's something different, I guess. No, it doesn't allow me to pick them up with a dolly. So you need to actually have the technology, or I should say the magicology. I don't know what you call it. The magicology, is that even a word? But yeah, you definitely need to have that. So it's unfortunate that diamond dollies won't do it, but oh well, what can you do? But anyway, the quarry is good, and I'm going to need, there should be something that I can do to pick up these draconic chests. I don't think you can actually do it like this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off just to make sure nothing gets voided, and I'm just gonna pop this off with the pick. And that's it. I thought that was the case. Man, that is really good. It's loaded down like that. Okay, so this draconic evolution, definitely some great stuff. I love it. So let me report to you a couple different things. Let's go ahead and go back to the portal area. So I had some difficulties with the little setup that you saw here. I know some of you in the comments had mentioned that I needed some better cable, and also that the speed upgrade was actually slowing me down due to the amount of power it was consuming. But I didn't want to bottom out my network by accident if I chose to stay offline a few days, which I actually did because I was kind of pre-recorded up and had some vanilla stuff going on. So let's go back and I'll show you exactly what happened. To make a long story short, what ended up happening is when I logged back in, I was dizzy, just like you see this little effect here. You see how it starts doing that? Well, you get real wobbly when something's drawing on your network and you have no LP to feed it. So that led me to believe one thing, that something happened to my blood altar setup, which it had. So Cursed Earth, if you guys don't know the way it works, it basically just spawns mobs over and over again. And the nature of some of the witches and the way they do things, and the spiders and all of that stuff down there basically causes the mobs to fight with one another. Well, when a creeper gets aggroed, even by a player, he gets aggroed, you know what I mean? So he ended up getting mad and he blew a portion of the wall out, which you can see here. He also blew a portion of the ritual out, which stopped the LP consumption, which pretty much killed it. So what I've committed to do is grab some witch spawners and just put Cursed Earth underneath them. Now, the old way of doing this is just to make witches and name them so they don't despawn, but unfortunately something is going on with this pack to where I do get despawned, so I can't do that. But this seems to be great. It's a fresh supply. Pretty much as soon as a witch dies, the spawner just produces another one, and if I get a few more witch spawners in there, we could stay at mob cap as many spawners as we have. So it should do pretty good, and I think I'm satisfied with that. I still have the Cursed Earth in there, and what I might do is actually insert some redstone lighting in there so I can actually turn these puppies off if I ever need to get in there and access it. But right now it's all good, and I did save my spawners from before. So I actually want to get that underway, and another thing that I want to get underway this time, I had to break my elevator block, unfortunately, but another thing that I want to get underway is I want to get my arcane setup done. So the I think the process, basically the arcane pedestals and all of that stuff, I need to put in this area. I need to go ahead and put it in and have it work out. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to set it up. I don't know where it's going to be at, but there's plenty of videos where you guys have seen that setup is done. And if not, when I come back, I'll actually show you how it is, but I'm not going to put it together on the screen. I can show you. I'm gonna actually do it on stream, just because it's tedious, and I might need a little bit of help putting it together. So let's see if I go down to where exactly is it? It's is it Artifice? Arcane Levitate? No. Infernal Furnace. It is... Now I can't seem to remember where it is. Brain in a Jar. I know we need... Yeah, Mystical Infusion. That's what we need. So, Infusion. Arcane Workbench. And we have to put the Arcane Stone blocks along with some Fire Shards or any kind of shards and an Ender Pearl in there. We're also going to need some Arcane... stone blocks in this form, and arcane stone blocks are relatively easy to make. You just put stone around a shard, which we've got plenty of shards from the quarry, and last but not least, you have to set it up in a configuration that allows some balance. So there's quite a few different ways to actually change it, but the point is basically what happens is you have to put the little pedestals around to where it gets to a point that it looks kind of like that. So yeah, long story short, it's going to be quite the job to put this together and get it placed and stuff. So I'm gonna choose to do it on stream, and when we come back, you guys, I'm gonna show y'all all the progress I've made, and we'll probably end up making some cool stuff. So stay tuned, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so I've completed the stream and I got a lot accomplished, as you can see right behind me. I moved all of my storage over here via the dolly, except for the draconic chest, which y'all saw me pick up in the clip before. And I have all of my research area, workbench, and everything. And I also got the setup that I was talking about already done. So this is kind of like the... I wouldn't say in-game, but this is the final tier of what's known as infusion. So a lot of the things that you have to create in Thermcraft take infusion, and this is the infusion altar. Basically, how this works is you put jars of essentia, which you get from the alchemical furnace and the arcane alembics, and you put the different warded jars around that need to be extracted from, and you put the items that are in the recipe along the pedestals on the sides. Now there's plenty of different setups, but this is a pretty basic setup, and you put the item that's going to be transmuted, so to speak, on this arcane pedestal underneath the runic matrix. The way you put this is it's a multi-block structure, and then you just hit this runic matrix what you want. It's a regular block, and then it turns into this multi-block structure, and it's an animated deal. It's quite impressive the way it looks. Like, it's really cool. Another thing I did is I implemented these arcane lamps. These, except for a few spots, these two lamps are pretty much lighting up my whole area. If I hit F7 here, you'll see that I have absolutely nothing. And if I knocked out a few of these torches, you would see that, let's see, F7 again, you would see that I have a little bit of spawn spots available. So pretty much not too bad. It's just that I want to make sure that nothing spawns in here and blows this stuff up, because it took me so long to get it done. So another thing that I've noticed is, ironically, the bound helmet with the sanguine helmet upgrade does not allow me to see in my alembics, which is kind of messed up. And I don't know what's up with that, but that's why I set up this little armor stand with the goggles of revealing on it. That way I can shift right click with an empty hand. I could show that to you right quick, and it just changes out my my goggles. It also gives me a little vistas down, which is pretty good. I probably need to do the robes too, but we're almost to the point that we really need a better wand for some of the things that we do. So what I want to do is, for the rest of the episode, is just show you how to put together some stuff on the Arcane, well, in this Arcane Infusion deal. Also, I did do something already with the Arcane Infusion. I made this sword of the Zephyr, and I named it GTFO because it's got knockback on it, and it's also got this cool ability that it summons this whirlwind and it just blows mobs away. So I thought that was pretty good to name it GTFO. I did this on stream. It took me a long time to enchant it, but it's enchanted out to the guilds with Repair 2, Knockback 2, Decay 1, which is Wither, Sharpness 5, Looting 3, Soulbound 1, and Fire Aspect 1. It doesn't do nearly as much damage as my Bound Blade, but it works. And I also got Reaper 4 on my Bound Blade, which is the enchantment that XB was telling us about last episode. So anyway, I'm pretty much ready to go here. What I want to do is I want to research this right here. Let's see. Let me pull out my Thermonomicon, and I'll show you what I was looking at doing. So the next wand up, it requires Thummim wand caps. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's Thaumaturgy. Yeah, it's this right here, the Thummim wand caps. So I've already got the research note for it, and I actually did the research for it. So if I look in my table, this is the actual setup that I found to work for it, and this is the Thummim wand caps. So I'm going to go ahead and click this research note, and I got the research completed. Now when I take a look at it, it'll tell me how to craft it. So let's go ahead and go down to it, and it'll tell me that I need 5 Thummim nuggets, and I'm going to need 6 Ordo, 6 Ignis, and 6 air to do this in the table. Now this is just the Arcane workbench. Not too bad, but there is the Arcane Infusion version too, and that's the charged Thummim caps. And basically you need the inner Thummim cap, which is made from the actual Arcane workbench. It gives you an inner Thummim cap, and you also need this Salus Mundus, which is made from smelting balanced shards. Now balanced shards is something that I really don't know how to make yet, so let's go ahead and look that up. I'm going to take y'all through the process so that I can do some of this in the future without even worrying. Balanced, if I could spell it correctly, balanced shards. And I think balanced shards are basically putting in an air shard with all of the different aspects in it, and it gives you a balanced shard. So let's try that now. So we need every aspect. We need Ignis, Aqua, Terra, Perditio, and Ordo. So let me get these things ready. I'll go ahead and dump those into the what do you call this? The crucible, and then we'll get right on to the Thummim wand caps. Alright you guys, the arcane setup is complete. Now, I have you know that the Thummim caps that I was working on will be kind of an incomplete thing without this thing right here, and I'll show you. This Great Wood Wand Core. Or this Silverwood Wand Core. It's capable of storing 100 fists, but I don't have enough stuff to make it happen. Namely, I'm going to have to get a bunch of this Essentia bottled up, but I do have all the shards and stuff ready to go, so it's only a matter of time. I just won't be able to get it done this episode. I'd like to do the cool stuff with the Thummim caps, though, to at least show you kind of how this process works for those of you that aren't familiar with it. So, as you saw earlier, the Thummim caps are going to take some Salus Mundus and some Potentia and Noram. Now, to get Potentia and Noram, the way I found out how to do this is if you go into the basic information section and you hit aspects, you can look under Noram, for instance, okay? Noram is only granted from these two items. These are the only two things that I've scanned that will allow me to get Noram. So I got some essence from some wisps that I had collected a while back, and I used that, and I burned it in my my little furnace here, and I bottled it up. So I put the bottles here, which you can see here. That is, hold on, let's see here. There it is. That's Potentia. So to do the Thummim caps, I'm going to need Potentia, which I already have. It's going to take 12 Potentia and 6 Noram. And I've got some Noram right here. And I'm going to need twice that. So I'm going to need 24 Potentia. And to get Potentia, like we just said, let's look in that basic slot. I saved this for you guys just so that y'all can see. Let's go to Potentia. And Potentia is going to be, what can I get? I can get coal. I can use coal for it, and that's probably going to be the best thing to do. So let's go ahead and use charcoal, because we already have some of that. Charcoal is going to give 2 Potentia each. So I'm going to do probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll give 8. That'll be enough for 1 vial. And I'll let that burn up. And then we'll go ahead and we got to put something up here. Let's see what I can put up. I can put up maybe my jar labels. I'd rather not. I'll tell you what, let me stick my jar labels on the wall right by this setup here, and that ought to be good. Alright, right here. Boop. There we go. Alright, so now these are ready to go. You can see I have 8 Potentia in here. I'll hit it with the glass vial and I'll grab that. And there's only 2 in here. Now I don't really need that. So just for a second, let me go ahead and void that by shift right clicking. My buddy Drax taught me that. Later bud. Alright, he's having internet issues tonight. Alright, so we can right click on the Potentia jar with the vial and it fills it up. Now I have 24. Now I'm ready to go. Okay, so in order to get this done, we need the Salus Mundus, and I think I'm going to need more Salus Mundus than that, which means I need to make a few more of these balanced shards, which isn't really hard. It's just some stuff in alchemy. So let's see what we need for here. I just want to bring you through this basic setup right now. Let's take a look at the Thermonomicon again. Just one last reference. And we'll go to the, where is my thaumaturgy section? Caps. There we go. Alright, so we need 3 Salus Mundus, Potentia, and Noram, and we need to put the cap in the middle. Very good. Alright, sorry about that. I had a little mouse issue. So Salus Mundus, we have 1. We're going to right click on the pedestal. 2. And 3. And that should be close enough to balanced. What you want to always do is, actually it should be, well, there's really no equal way to do this. But when you look at the recipe, I'll show you. It shows what kind of instability rating it has. And when it's really high, you can do some stuff to throw that. So instability is moderate. So one of the things that is suggested to throw off instability is mob heads underneath. There's a few items that I can place in here as well. But right now, let's just do this. So we'll grab the axe. And let's go underneath here. And what we'll do is basically, that is going to be where we go, and we want like a platform of mob heads, and that kind of helps the instability. It's kind of like some voodoo stuff here. Okay, so that is the 3x3, and just for now, until I figure out exactly what's the best route for this, we're gonna go ahead and put 9 of these. I don't know how deep it can go or anything like that. Alright, you know what? Let's go 4 deep. Alright, and we'll put mob heads. Let's see here. We'll take this dirt and kind of spread it around too. Alright, now the rest of this is going to be mob heads. So let's go ahead and grab those. And boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, we'll go up another level. And we should be able to shift click just on these guys. Oh, maybe not. I thought they would take, you can put them right here. Okay, fair enough. And I don't guess you could put any on the side right here, huh? Let's take, what's that dirt? Let me get rid of this wood right quick. And this silver wood as well. And let's see how I'm gonna place this. Alright, I should be able to place a head next to that now. Just like that, alright. Alright, very good. And I'll do the same thing on this level. To get the 3rd level in the middle. Okay. And we'll put heads all around here. I might as well seal that up too. I don't want anything like spawning in weird places or whatever. Alright, there we go. So I can do one more. I don't know how deep, like I said, it has to be, but I'll go ahead and do them 4 deep all the way around. Like this. Alright, well, I think I need to get out of here first. Alright, let's see, last few. Alright, so now all I need to do is place them there and there. Okay, now it's totally sealed up. Good deal. Alright, let's go ahead and put the wood back here. And we'll put the log back here. Spruce, and we'll get the great wood back in our inventory. Now, that should reduce the volatility of this whole thing. So now I need to put one of the Thummim Caps in. Let's go ahead and just right click it there. Okay, it's in there now, and I should be able to right click this runic matrix and the process will start. Makes this cool little animation, and if anything actually happens, let's see, let me pull this dirt out. If anything falls off of the altars, I gotta watch out for it. You see how it's pulling the essentia from the water jar? Okay, now it's pulling the items after the essentia. And it looks like our heads helped kind of balance it out, except for maybe a little shock at the beginning. Okay, and that's it. So that's the Thummim Cap. Now when you look at it, it's gonna say charged Thummim Cap. So that's inert Thummim Cap turned into charged Thummim Cap. So basically I have to get a few more of these, the little Salus Mundus, and I'll have the charged Thummim Cap, and I'll also need to do the infusion process on the Great Wood Wand Core. Right before I do that though, I don't know if I'm gonna go with the Great Wood Wand Core, because I was thinking about something. Let me show y'all something. So I've been thinking about a little bit of this blood magic integration stuff, and it's showing to be pretty effective. Let me go ahead and dump these heads somewhere. I've noticed a couple things here. Let's pull out my Thermonomicon and I'll show you what I'm thinking about gearing up to. We'll have to do some blood magic alchemy for this, but let me go down to Apocrypha. I think that's how you say it. And there's a blood wand core. And I went ahead and researched it, and it looks like it needs a bunch of alchemic reagents along with some imbued slates, which are tiered 4 slates, a bunch of Victus, a bunch of Precantatio, and some aqua. But you can get an inert blood rod. Now, let me read this right quick. The wand will bind itself to the first person that picks up, meaning that it will bind it to me. And it basically bridges the gap between thaumaturgy and alchemical wizardry, or blood magic. The blood wand can store up to 100 viz and will gradually fill itself using life points. So I can use these charged Thummim Caps along with this inert blood rod to get the same kind of viz storage as I got with the Great Wood Wand Core, except that it's actually going to charge. Now, alchemical caps, I haven't seen this yet, so let me purchase that for y'all, and let's look at this. You developed a wand cap that merges thaumaturgy and alchemical wizardry. Alchemical caps are very effective at channeling aqua, only using 80% of normal viz cost. For everything else, they offer only a 90% rate. That's pretty good. If combined with a bloody wand core, alchemical caps discount the amount of LP consumed by the wand, costing only 900 LP per viz. The caps also cause all attacks from a blood wand to inflict weakness, which is really cool. So, and all it needs is some magic callus to make that, which is some glowstone dust and some gunpowder and simple catalyst and redstone. Well, I don't want to do this with a regular setup. I actually want to do a ritual of alchemy, but that's going to have to wait till next time. That's just some previews of what I'd like to do the next episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. My stupid goggles. Next time we come back, we're going to mess with all that blood magic stuff and get into some alchemy. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Bye.